Morning everybody, hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. What a beautiful day, eh? I got caught in the showers. I had to run for the forest. So we're still on the 10 powerful ways to stop worrying and start living. And I'll just recap what we talked about yesterday. Plato knew that the body and mind are literally intimately linked. And in the late 1800s, the Mail brothers, famous physicians, estimated that over half of the hospital beds are filled with people suffering from frustration, anxiety, worry and despair. Maybe that's true today. A lot of people, morning Stephen, a lot of people say that our illnesses tend to be a lot to do with depression, frustration, anxiety, worry, and that's how the illnesses come about. So if you can eliminate that, you'll be a lot healthier. So causes of worry are everywhere, in our relationships, in our jobs. So they are key ways to find, to take charge of the stress. In the classic book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, by Dale Carnegie, he offers the tools to ditch excessive worrying and how to make a worry-free environment for the private and professional life. Morning Julie, morning Janet. So we talked about some top tips yesterday, the 5 top tips so far, and we'll talk about the final 5 top tips today. So the 5, just to recap, are making decisions you'll never look back, live for today, package things up in day-tight compartments. So in other words, stop thinking about the future, just focus on the now. Embrace the worst case scenario and strategize to offset it. Put a lid on your worrying and fake it till you make it. Happiness is just that way. So today, I'm going to talk about the joy, give for the joy of giving. Yeah, basically give for the joy of giving. I think that transpires as don't give to receive, if that makes sense. When we perform acts of kindness, we often do so with the expectations of gratitude. But harbouring such expectations will probably leave you disappointed. One person well aware of this fact was a lawyer called Samuel Lebouts. Over the course of his career, Lebouts saved 78 people from going to the electric chair, clearly in America. Guess how many thanked him? None. So stop expecting gratitude when you're kind to someone. Instead, take joy in the act itself. I've always said this, and I said this in previous vlogs of Millionaire Mindset, that the most joyous thing is actually giving to others and helping others succeed. And giving people a hand up rather than a hand out, if that makes sense. Dump envy. This is a big one for a lot of people. A lot of resentment when they look at other people. I always remember the phrase, people like to see you get ahead, but not ahead of them, if that makes sense. So your genes are completely unique. Even if someone had the same parents as you, the likelihood of someone identical to you being born is 1 in 300,000 billion, if that's a number. That's more than trillion. Despite this amazing fact, many of us long to be someone else, thinking the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. But living your life this way is absolutely pointless. Embrace your uniqueness and get comfortable with who you really are. How to be true to yourself and live the life you really want. I've seen it so many times that you constantly look at other people and think, I want what they want, what they've got. But you don't realise they're probably just going through the same things as you. And I've always said the grass is never greener on the other side, no matter how much you look over the fence or over the wall at someone else. We all go through the same things. The fundamental difference to this is how we react to them and what we do next from that happening. And that's the key. So dump envy, enjoying being uniquely you. Morning, Carl. Remember, the haters will always hate. It just means you're probably doing it right. When you're criticised, well, it often means you're accomplishing something noteworthy. In fact, let's take a step further and consider this. The more you're criticised, the more influence and important person you're likely to be. So let's go over that again. The haters will always hate. You have to remember that There's a lot of people that get so hung up on the opinion of other people, of them, but don't. When you're criticised, it often means you accomplished something noteworthy. In fact, let's take a step further and consider this. The more you're criticised, the more influence and important a person you're likely to be. Think about that. It's about putting your head above the parapet. That's effectively it. If you put your head above the parapet, probably exactly what I'm doing, at some point in time, you'll get eggs thrown at you. So the next time somebody talks you down, don't let it get to you. Take it as a compliment. The next time somebody talks you down, don't let it get to you. Take it as a compliment. There are always going to be people out there. But as I said, statues are never erected to critics. Morning, Michael. So chill out. Learn to rest before you get tired. Scientists agree that emotions are the most common cause of fatigue. And it works the other way around too. Fatigue produces more worries and negative emotions. It should be clear, therefore, that you've got to relax regularly before you feel tired. Otherwise, worries, fatigue will accumulate on top of each other. It's impossible to worry when you're relaxed, and regular rest helps you maintain the ability to work effectively from day to day. I always go on about this a lot of times, and for people that know me, they'll think, wait a minute, you don't do that. But I practice it. So the key is to work at your optimum performance. Your optimum performance is maybe there all the time. That's where you work optimally all the time. What you need to do is continually work just below it. Okay? So continually work just below your optimum performance all the time, from day to day. And then when you really need it, push yourself up beyond optimum performance and work in that optimum level, right past that, smash it out the park, swing for the fence all the time, and then come back down and work just below your optimum performance again. That's exactly how to never burn out ever. Just work below your optimum performance. You need to find that first though. It's not going full pelt all the time. It's not going full out all the time. It's understanding you and what you can do and what you can achieve and how you can focus and how you can work effectively. So that's the key to longevity and success. Remember, success is not a destination, it is just a journey continuously. You never get there, so don't think you ever do. Okay, and finally, get organised and enjoy your work. There are few greater sources of misery in life than having to work day in, day out in a job you despise. It would make sense then that you shouldn't pick a job you hate or you even just dislike long doing. There are few sources of misery in life that having to work day in, day out in a job you despise. And that's why I've said it again, it's amazing. Do you know there's 91% of the population working a job they don't like? I'm lucky to be the 9%. I love what I do. It would make sense that you shouldn't pick a job you hate or even just dislike doing. Morning, Nigel. But say you already have a job. How can you make it more enjoyable and worry-free? One way is to stay organised. A desk full of unanswered mails and memos is sure to breed worries. Better yet, rethink about your job and what you're doing. What to do when you hate your job but want a successful career. That's probably one of the most important things. So rethink what you're doing. Do it in a better way. Organise it better. Go to your boss. Speak to them. If you are the boss, speak to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I doing? I could do better. I could make it better from day to day. Do the things you love. You only go round once. There's no dress rehearsal and you're no coming back. So please make the most of it. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.